Well, hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30-plus year video game enthusiast, industry analyst, and today for August 11th, 2025, I'll run through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing, and stuff like that. Good morning, Ultronomus. Good to see you there, JamKLX. All right, yeah, let's get this started. What did I get into this weekend? Before I jump into the games I've been playing specifically, although I might hint at that, I'm going to show a few things that I got. One happens to be this gun that's actually made for the Joy-Con 2, the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. They fit in there perfectly fine. You got to really, when you push it in, you got to hear it snap in or something. Anyway, got this mainly, and this is super cheap on Amazon. The House of the Dead remake on Switch. I might have talked about it Friday. It was on sale for like $2. And I was like, I've been wanting to play it. And I've heard you could play that House of the Dead game with a controller and an analog stick to like aim and shoot, but that's not how I'd want to do it. I'd want to do it with like a light gun or whatever. They have that option with the Joy-Con on the Switch, but it's not as one-to-one as you'd like it to be. It's unfortunate the technology doesn't do that, but what helps is, one, using this instead of holding the Wii remote in a weird way that's uncomfortable. One, having it in here and being able to do this is so comfortable. Along with that is in the settings for the House of the Dead game, you want to turn on the aim assist up very high, as well as mess around with like dead zone and sensitivity, basically so that the gyro, because what happens is, right, even though you see a crosshair and you're moving it, the gyro is really just moving a point in space, and it's not one-to-one with what you're pointing. So after a while of moving, the gun and the reticle, not even after a while, after a few seconds, is going to be like off. Like reticle here, gun here, like what? And then you have to press this recalibrate button that's a single button press that moves it to the center. So it's like I want to always aim at the center, and every once in a while press that button. It's an annoying way to play, but at least you can make it work a little better. Now, last summer, over a year ago, I bought a whole light gun set for the house. For an emulation, pretty much I'd have to set up an arcade emulator. It was so hard to get that to work. I could not get it to work. So I've kind of given up. I still have it though, because I plan to get it up and running one day eventually. Interesting how I didn't really care, but yeah, for now, using this, and it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. So yeah, basically last night during the anime night, at the end of it, we were playing some House of the Dead on the Switch 2-player. It was fun because you use one set of Joy-Cons. You can just split between the two, and yeah, we did that. And so it comes with two guns. It's pretty cool that they're just kind of opposite colors of each other. They match the inside color of the thumbstick on the Switch, because the Switch 2 is black, but the inside thumbstick has this color, which is interesting. Some more Switch 2 stuff I want to talk about. So I got a new case, very cheap. Hey, Lucas Gary, good to see you. I got a new grip case, very, very cheap. The purpose of this is because of how much I do not enjoy playing on the Switch 2 Joy-Con. It's just flat. This adds some depth, which is actually really nice on it. Similar to the other one I had, but the difference with the other one I had and this one is even with the grip on, you could take off the Joy-Con, and so you have a grip on the Joy-Con. And yeah, it feels so much better. Even playing House of the Dead in general to shoot would feel more comfortable with this. Still, though, it's, at least for my hands, it's too small. But when I have it on the Switch 2 and I'm playing, the grip, this is so much better to play. Another interesting thing about this little grip case I got is that it has a cover for the D-pads to give it more of a PlayStation D-pad, but because the buttons, the rubber, are like closer together, it feels better when you're playing games that use the D-pad than the Joy-Con just really having buttons for the D-pad. So it's very interesting kind of going over the different accessories that are coming out for the Switch 2, because I want, better grips. Do I even have this on right? I want better grips. I want better Joy-Cons. And, it's just new enough that we don't have that stuff yet. In fact, I'm surprised. Do I have this on right? I gotta make sure I get this on right. I'm just surprised the lack of stuff, but it could just be Nintendo wasn't giving out that information early enough. Because again, on the first Switch on my OLED, I have the I forgot the name of the brand. It's like really good bulbous Joy-Cons that you just stick on to play, which again, I love that as the future of gaming, where it's going to be mainly handheld and it's going to be with these interchangeable grips. But looking at this, I don't think I have it on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that's better. You kind of have to work which is good. You kind of have to work the silicone rubber, whatever part up. There we go, to cover. Okay. It also came with thumb grips that I have on top, which are a lot better. It also came with, interestingly enough, this folds really flat, and you can see it's like wallet thin, or thinner than some wallets. It's like a stand if you wanted to have it standing up somewhere, which actually it's pretty helpful. I had it over here like this. I guess the idea would be for me specifically if I'm over here and I'm wanting to capture some gameplay, and then I can just set it on the side here because I have that adapter that I didn't even try. I wonder if I could plug it in on the top, the dock adapter. I'll have to try that later. But anyway, but no, it actually has a space at the bottom for the USB-C cable, so I could still use this with that cable dock that I bought for game capture. So, that was it's very cool to have. And this stuff is inexpensive. I think I paid maybe $20 for all this stuff I'm talking about. And that's what I like. You get these off brands that are experimenting with accessories for Switch. It's pretty cool. And then this is not super related, but I've been collecting these Bandai Namco, Marvel Legend-esque Godzilla action figures, and they just came out with the Burning Godzilla, and it has really cool, very cool actually, rubber or just a soft plastic smoke effect parts that you put on them, which is really cool because I love smoke effect parts. I get these with the Robot Spirits, which are a very expensive line of action figures. This was maybe $27, I think. And you build it because the tail and the left side of the body is not attached in the package, so that you could put it together. There is a Destroya also. It might only come in a 2-pack, but I wasn't really too concerned about that. I just love these cheaper action figures that also seem to represent the property well. And so, yeah, that's that. Was that all of the fancy nonsense I got into this? Actually, there's more stuff here. Not that it's a big deal. I was with a family at Target, and we've been playing Mario Kart, so we saw a whole line of Mario Kart carts, and we were like, oh, we should all pick one. And so I picked, and it's funny because I was like, oh, I hope they have Dry Bones. And sure enough, they did. Wife picked Baby Daisy, and then my youngest son picked Toad. It was just us that was out. And then here's something else. I forgot if I brought it up here, but I've been collecting the Street Fighter figures. I've got that burning guy, right? Well, I got Vega now, finally, which is really sweet. He comes with an additional masked head. So then I just chose to put him in this shot that's, from the game, from Street Fighter, where he's holding his mask while looking at the opponent. Fabric, bendy wire here, which is pretty nice. I love these figures because they look, again, this is kind of like a thing I guess I get out of the Godzilla figures. These are cheaper figures. This was like, maybe $20, maybe $30. I think There's a little bit of a price increase on figures lately, but this isn't the super high end, but this is still a durable and well made, well sculpted figure. I think I like that it takes so much from the original game. So I think that was my toy buying. This week. But let's get into the gaming that I did. Let's get into that. There's some cool stuff that happened. First of all, the House of the Dead remake. That's what we have up here. I was playing that with myself and with my brother. My brother came over. We played for a little bit. So that was fun. Yeah, about an hour's worth of playing. That was pretty good. Okay, here's where we get to the main talk here. Gradius Origins, which, interestingly, Origins isn't capitalized in this, but I don't need to let that bother me. So check this out. I've played 7 hours. Who plays 7 hours of Gradius? Well, that's me. I did. Not only that, on top of that, I had played 37 minutes on Steam. Because remember, I bought them both. I'm going to play through both. Right now on Gradius, I've just got a few more achievements left. And it's very interesting things that I'm not familiar with, especially because this collection is based on the arcade versions of these games. So, for instance, in Gradius 2, here's a weird one. If you get rank 6 when you die, and your rank is 6, like, where you put in your name, or actually you put in your age, you put in your male or female, and you put in your initials. That's kind of like what some of the Gradius games did. Anyway, if you're in 6th, you can actually control one of the enemy vehicles that are at the bottom of the screen, just as you're putting in your name, that moves around. And the Vic Viper flies by, and you have to try to time shooting the Vic Viper, and you get an achievement. That's just something so bizarre and unneeded, but it's just fun to do, and especially exploring those little Easter eggs that were in these games. And there's a few areas too where I can use the Konami code to unlock some stuff. So on Switch, I'm still doing all that. There's I don't know, maybe 4 more achievements I need to get, where then I've done everything in the game that it asks you to do. That's playing through each game. What I will say is, and it is kind of interesting thinking back how these don't get their own release, and that is Gradius Origins included Salamander 3, which is a brand new original shmup. That's a sequel to Salamander 2. What's interesting is that on the Dominus collection of Castlevania just last year, also by Konami, they had the original Castlevania. I forgot the specific name of it. The first game that was in the arcades, and they redid it to be modern. It was very well done. But Konami has done this in the past. They did it with Contra Rebirth, Gradius Rebirth, and Castlevania Adventure Rebirth. And I just got to give it up to Konami that they are the ones that are able to make these modern games, or these old school games, modern but still work. And recently I'm looking at the Ninja Gaiden Ragebound that just came out, the Shinobi that's about to come out. And maybe Konami knows this or they don't, but it's they could be coming out with these games more often, where they're taking their old properties and making new games. And I'm talking about new games. Like the Salamander 3 on the Gradius Origins is a new game, but it's kind of just based on being a sequel in that time. They make it based on that. Whereas I would want them to make a whole new game. And we've kind of seen that. So the Castlevania, I forgot the name of it. The one that was on Apple Arcade. That one is pretty good. If they stripped out the need of the mobileness and they kind of fixed the controls a bit. So it's very interesting where these old school games can still be brought back and still be successful. I don't know. But anyway, it's just been such a fun time for me. The start of my birthday month. I know I keep talking about, my birthday's at the end of the month, so I try to treat August. I never did this before. In fact, I would just not care that I had a birthday or try to ignore it or not celebrate it. I'm trying to do the opposite with life, like celebrate more things. So yeah, for my birthday month of August, it's cool that Gradius Origins came out at the beginning, but also The Naked Gun, which I saw twice in theaters already. So, okay. Here's another interesting thing. So, SD Gundam G Generation Eternal now has achievements, at least on the Google Play version, and it retroactively unlocked them. And there's you could see I have 11 out of 18, so there's more to do. I think it's like one of the Char's counterattack levels I got to play through, or the missions. Basically, a few little things I haven't done yet. I really like how this popped up retroactively. This gives me more incentive to go back and play because, like, I have a mission, I have an objective of, what do I need to achieve? So that's fun. And then I jumped into the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity demo on the Switch too, because I was really curious to see how it plays. And to be honest, I still don't know. So when I played the demo, it's like it looks rough, but then sometimes as I'm fighting, the frame rate seems good, but I don't know how much of that is it's still a low frame rate, but I'm seeing then it being inconsistent and then consistent. So when you see that, it tends to look smooth. Also, I have a game mode with some game smoothing that's supposed to help with FPS that's turned on, and I don't know how much of that is happening on the TV. Actually, I should try Hyrule Warriors just on the handheld to see how that looks, even though that's a better screen anyway. But basically, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity still looked pretty bad on the Switch too, but it is a fun game. I really do like the setup, the combat system. I hope they update it, but I know we're getting that new one anyway, so looking forward to that. And then playing a little bit of the Gradius Origin Collection on Steam. I guess once I'm done with all the achievements on Switch, I'm gonna probably go through and whittle it away on Steam. But you know what? I'm pretty happy that I ended up getting it on Switch because, especially with the D-pad silicone cover I got, it makes D-pad games better. I like being able to have Gradius on the go. But I will say, again, at my age, the few travels I've made, I'm not the type that I game when I travel or I haven't needed to, or basically having that portable version of a game there for me is just the ease of convenience around the house. I guess, yeah. Excuse me. A little bit of allergies this morning. And then I know I might have talked about it, or I played it on stream, but also the fact that I can just download this on the Xbox. So this is just another celebration real quick of how cool it is that, I played Heretic and Hexen on stream, and then later could go to my Xbox in the living room, download it there, resume my game. And right under that, seeing the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That was another one where it was play anywhere. It's funny how random that is because that's a Bandai Namco game. And unless Xbox asked for that sort of functionality, it's one of the few games that's by Bandai Namco or published by them that's play anywhere. Okay. I think that's it for what I've been playing. It was a good, healthy dose of different types of games. Sorry again, I hate that I'm sniffling, but let me look up something. Video game releases August. I'm really curious, and I forget whose list is better. Maybe we can look at both. Okay, so we're at the 11th. Let's see. Firefly Village. Got Echoes of the End, Fallen City Brawl. That one sounds familiar, unless that's a sequel. Huh. Yeah, I've played this demo. It's on my wish list. And it comes out tomorrow. Yeah, I do remember playing the demo of this, and I want to say in general it was good. Let's see how much it is on full release. Because, yeah, I do remember this being pretty good. Okay. Shields of Loyalty, Fractured Core. That sounds interesting. Let's see what Fractured Core is. Oh, it's a story-driven JRPG. So not my thing, but it might be for you guys out there. And there is a demo. I got to say that looks cool, the isometric nature of it. Yeah, and then just the way it looks here. I mean, again, it doesn't look like a traditional JRPG, but it looks unique. That's pretty cool. All right. Let's see. A Fistful of Yankees. That does not seem like something I would play, but let's just see what it is. So this is a tower defense city builder action RTS. Okay. And it's a cowboy themed, Western themed tower defense. Okay, I'll keep an eye on it. That's not exactly my thing, but I like what's going on there. Okay, Drag X Drive. This is that Switch 2 game I probably won't play, but it's the one where it's like you're in a wheelchair and you actually use the Joy-Cons as a mouse to move. I mean, if a lot of people are saying it's great, I might go and pick it up. Check out this Horde Lord. Horde Load actually sounds like something. But Horde Lord. There we go. I was like, is it roguelike? Yeah, when you choose the 3 cards. There was another game that just came out, like Blood something, that's just like this. First-person shooter. I mean, it looks cool when you're running around shooting and upgrading, but if there's not any sort of mission for me to go on, I kind of get bored, so. Okay, Sword of the Sea, Core Sys. Interesting, and it's on everything, so let's see what that's about. Well, just showing the Switch one up here. Let's look at this. Oh, it looks like it's a little puzzle game. $4.99. That actually could be good. I don't know, but $4.99 for a puzzle game. We'll have to see. Okay, Althea, the Wrath of Etheri. That's a lot of things you're trying to get me to say. Let's look at this. Exploration. Okay. RPG puzzle, action RPG. Okay, there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. I've not seen roguelike. Graphics look cool. It really just looks like Zelda or something. Okay, swimming, climbing, dodging. They've got a play test. You know what? I'm going to add this to the wish list. Because that looks cool. I would be curious to see what it would be like running around in the world. Okay. Okay, Vlad Circus Curse. Let me guess. This is a Dracula survival circus building simulator. Let's see what it actually is. It's okay, point and click horror adventure. So I was kind of in that ballpark of some zaniness. Oh God. Vlad Circus Curse of Asmodeus drags you into a sordid world of mirrors and shadows. Okay, well, seems like it's, if you like the old school kind of point and click adventure games, that might be your thing, actually. Okay, Particle Hearts. That makes me think it's a shmup starring waifu girls. Let's see. I guess waifu girls are redundant, right? But I don't know. No, this is something else. Particles for sure. Puzzle exploration adventure. That actually looks pretty cool. I'd have to hear more about it before I would jump in. Okay, Gears of War Reloaded, August 26th. That's not necessarily something I would really play. In fact, I don't think I've ever beaten a Gears of War game. I've played them. I'm not into them that much. Gears of War. Okay, Gears of War. Yeah, I think I checked this out before. Of like where I've played with, yeah, the original Gears of War. Never, I guess the most I played of any is Judgment, but I want to say that was co-op, or maybe it was a bunch of multiplayer because that's a lot of hours for very little for very little achievements. So that could have been, because I remember when that came out last October 2019. Maybe that was something with one of the kids. I don't know. But anyway, what I'm getting at is I've never been a big fan of Gears of War, but I'm actually really interested because this is an upgraded multi-platform release. So kind of curious to see how that plays out. Okay, Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, plus the Star-Crossed World. Okay, August 27th. This is a good one because I have Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I just never beat it. But they're getting the Switch 2 update with the new world, so I'm happy to jump into that. And then Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, that seems like something I would want to play. Now, I'm wondering if there's going to be some play anywhere, or because if I can get a game that I can play on TV and on portable in some way. Let's see. Optimize. Nope, it doesn't look like this is going to be a play anywhere title. And it's Konami, and if you got to think of the other Konami titles. They haven't been play anywhere, so I guess I'll have to figure out, what console I want to get that for. Or, you'd think PC, and then I could stream the PC, but then I can get on PS5 to use the PlayStation Portable or PlayStation Portal. These types of problems I don't want to have. Okay, Super Robot Wars Y. I think that's going to be something I'm going to buy. You know what? I didn't realize how much it's cutting off. Let me see if I can fix that. Let's see. Hey, Jonas Hassan, good to see you. Let's see. Super Robot Wars Y. That's August 28th. I'm gonna want the Nightling. This is, I think I played the demo of this. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember this. Not bad. It seemed like a Breath of the Wild, but the shield is your big deal. So think of Breath of the Wild in shield stuff. That's pretty much what this game seems to be, which is pretty cool. I don't know. And that's Saber Interactive, and they're usually pretty good about picking games. Okay, let's round out. We've got Varlet. Here we go. Oh, it's just an old school RPG. Okay, yeah, not my thing. Lost Soul Aside. I want to say I've heard of this so much. Is it just another action adventure RPG, action RPG, JRPG? It's everything. It kind of has a very generic look to it. Yeah, publisher PlayStation Publishing. So this is a PlayStation game that's going to be on PC. Yeah, can't say I know what to expect out of this. But that's like right before my birthday. And then Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I feel like the game that I was really anticipating the most already came out, and that was Gradius. I mean, these all seem like, fun games, but the Gradius release, I think, was my favorite. Let me check out what they have here for IGN. Okay, there's some more stuff showing up here. Interesting. We're getting a Hellblade 2 Enhanced Edition. Okay, Mafia Old Country came out recently. I've heard people say it's pretty cool. It doesn't waste your time from what it sounds like. Okay, Black Myth Wukong is going on Xbox August 20th. I know a lot of people have been waiting for that. What's Morbid Metal sounds cool. Okay, I saw Hack and Slash, but then action rogue light. I mean, that looks cool. I want to say I've seen this character. Yeah, wasn't that Katana? Same type of character. Publisher Ubisoft. Okay, that I'm shocked about. Huh. So interesting. Is this one of those things where Ubisoft's like, well, let's just find a cool game out there and publish it? Interesting. There is a demo. I'll wait to hear about it just because so many things about it just seem like, yeah, I've done that before. Let's see. Discounty, interesting name. Pizza Bandit. Helldivers 2. Oh, Helldivers 2 on Xbox. So that's interesting. Gears of War going to PlayStation, Helldivers going to Xbox. Okay, this actually looked cool. Space Adventure Cobra: The Awakening. That's August 26th. This actually looks fun. Side-scrolling platformer of an old anime that I'm not too familiar with. This totally, and it's on my wish list. Yeah, that totally seems like something I would play. Oh, yeah, Destiny on mobile. I probably won't play that. Okay, I think that's about it. So I don't know what a main game is that I might be playing. It might be the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, because everything else is, like, even Kirby's just a little smaller in general. So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining. It was kind of a way to see what I'm going to be playing next. Jim Killick saying Shinobi demo is so slick. I'm thinking of getting the physical edition, even though it's through limited run. I know, yeah. It's so. Here's something I will say after playing the Shinobi demo. It almost makes me not care about Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. You know, I've played a bit of Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I think my main issue with it is the game becomes more of an action platformer, a timed action platformer. While playing Shinobi, it felt like I had more freedom in my combo action. You know, the Shinobi game looks amazing. I think the game, and it plays amazing, the demo. I think the Shinobi game is the winner here. But all right, guys, I'm going to head out. That was a lot of fun. I'll be back tomorrow with some more news. Hopefully more news. It doesn't seem like there's that much news going on, but except, you know, for PlayStation, not focusing on hardware anymore. That's crazy. Anyway, we'll talk later. Have a good one. See ya.